Have you ever seen a turtle with hair? Well, look no further. Michael J. Fox, move over. This is Raphael the Wolfman. Hi, and welcome to That Toy Dude. I'm Jamie, and John is away on a secret mission, and hopefully he'll be back soon. But tonight, we are going to look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters collection. I've got nearly everything except for the black and white versions of these turtles. And so there's more coming out as well. But I wanted to take a look at each one of these with their accessories as well. And of course, what's special about this collection is that back in the 90s, Playmates Toys had released some versions of Universal Monsters as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles portraying those monsters. And so we're talking about the Universal Pictures monster movies, the classic monster movies such as Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, the Lagoon Creature, the Mummy, all these different types of monsters that were pretty much in black and white in the 1930s all the way up to the 60s and probably past that as well. And so what NECA has done is go along with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and created the monster movie, the movie monsters in the Turtles likeness. And so we start out with Donatello, the Invisible Man. We see that he is wrapped up in gauze. Since he is invisible, this is the only way that you could actually see him. He's got a unique shell here that is invisible, which you see pizza slices in the back of here. And of course, you've got his bow staff holder here that you can put his bow as one of the accessories. And so you just have, he's got gloves and he's got wrappings on his feet. Of course, his toes here are see-through toes as well. We have a bunch of accessories here. We have some of these, a head here with, I don't know, it looks like some hair coming out of here. And then you could, it's actually an empty portion where the tape is missing. You see nothing in here. So they're going along with the invisible part of it. We've got a book here, TGRI, which is, of course, the company that made the ooze there. And so we've got a few hands here that are in glove form that you can switch out here. And of course, we have invisible feet, and we have an invisible set of hands as well here that you can all switch out. And then he has this cup here with a little stirrer for making his formulas. And then we have right here a telescope. Since Donnie is the scientific person of the Turtles, this fits well with him. And of course, his weapon of choice that Splinter had given him, the bow, right there. So here's a little bit closer look at Donnie. And I really like how they've made this. it's really clever that they created the see-through plastic for the pieces of exposed parts of the turtle, and of course, along with the accessories, where you can switch out his feet to be completely see-through feet and hands as well. So that is Donatello the Invisible Man. Next up, we have April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein. One of the things that I just love about this is that NECA has chosen the likeness of Judith Hoag, who played April O'Neil in the original 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, live action movie. And so I want to also say that most of these turtles, I would think, were inspirations from the 1990s movie. And I just love that because that's my era of turtles and live action movie. So this just tickles me a lot. We've got April here, Bride of Frankenstein, of course, and of course all these figures have a ton of articulation. Here you can move and rotate her head around 360, and her arms move, wrists move up and down, and then the just all kinds of joints here on her and all the rest of the turtles too. So you can make some really nice poses with these turtle figures here that NECA's done. NECA's just has outdone themselves with this line. I would love to see a movie made with the turtles being these monsters, and you have Shredder. I would love to see a foot soldier come out as well. Would just love to see what they would make this foot soldier become. But here we've got April O'Neil, and so we'll take a look at some of her accessories right now. First up, we have an additional head here, and so here, the head that I've got on the body of April O'Neil doesn't have a smile, but this one has a slight smile. There's not too much of a difference between both of them except for the smile itself. And so there's the one head that you can trade out. The next item is you have this old-timey fashion microphone. And so here we've got the call letters of the radio station. I would presume it's not a television station, but since we're doing the Universal Monsters and they appeared in the 30s and 40s, it would of course be radio, maybe early television. So this is a neat accessory here. Since she is a reporter, she needs her microphone. And she comes with this side dagger. I'm not sure exactly what you would call it. But here it's looks like a dagger to me. And of course, this also probably comes with April because in the 1990 movie, Raphael Sy gets lost and April picks it up after the first fight that the turtles had in the movie. And so she picks it up and Raphael has to get it back. So this is probably a callback to that, which makes it more so that this line of turtles is inspired by the 1990s movies. And she also comes with a spider here. Just put this right beside her right here. I see the spider here, and then she comes with a pair of hands as well that are closed up, and this is where you would have her hold the microphone or the dagger, or the sai, I guess. And then you have a mutated rat, which, of course, in the movie, she sees a rat, and then later on, she sees Splinter, and she's like, ah, that the rat, that explains you, Splinter, in one of the lines in the movie. And so this is a mutated type rat because the rat has an ear grown on the side of it. And then she has a purse, and this is all looks like inspired by the movie because she's got the purse that she tries to hit and beats the foot soldiers with it, or her bag basically. And then you've got like a lock here, and you've got a bone here. And then another mutated rat with an eye. So here we'll have, another look at April up close here. And you see on her back, you've got some spiders crawling. You've got some spiders crawling in the front too on her clothing as well. You see the threading that pieces her together as the Bride of Frankenstein, because of course Frankenstein is made of multiple body parts, and so why shouldn't the Bride of Frankenstein be? So there you have April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein. So the next turtle that we have is Raphael as the Frankenstein monster. Now, of course, Frankenstein is not the monster's name, but rather Dr. Frankenstein, who created his monster. And that's a little tidbit there of factoid that Frankenstein's monster was never really given a name other than monster in the credits of the 1931 Frankenstein movie. So here we've got Raphael as the Frankenstein monster, and there we have his flat top here. We've got his forehead, elongated forehead with those sunken in type of eyes that are just monster-like, and that grin that just, screams out to be a monster, basically, here. And he's got all kinds of things going on. He's got a gauge here on his chest, almost indicating that may be like a heart type of thing. He's got some sort of, I can't tell what it is here, but something coming out of his coat here. And then he's got chains here, which are actually smaller miniature chains that you can kind of push around, and that adds to the detail of it. It's not just a plastic mold painted to look like chains. And it goes all the way around his shell too. Of course, he has his armbands over the coat so that you know that he's, a turtle. He's got the bandana here with the flaps of the end of the bandana when it's tied up. You have another gauge here in the back, and then you have this handle screwed into the back of his shell along with a sewer lid, a piece of the New York City sewer lid. And so these are very detailed, and these just add to anybody's collection. You can actually see here on the end here where they've indicated that they've stitched some body parts here. And of course, you have the bolts sockets, whatever you want to call them, coming out of his neck. Also, his feet as well, his ankles. And of course, these figures are articulated. The more bulkier, though, that they get, it seems like the less that they want to be as much articulated. Um, so this is a bulky figure, a lot heavier as well than the others. There's just a lot of plastic there. And so here we've got, just like April, having one of the size, Raphael has his two classic size. And I suppose you could also fit them, and I guess that's probably where these little handles here, you can put them in if the chain wasn't in the way. You could put them through there, or you could just put them through the behind the chain, like so. It's a little difficult, but I'm sure you can get it if you play with this long enough. If you actually want your Raphael to have your size on his hips there. And of course he comes with two pairs of right hands and left hands. These are more closed up, so he can actually hold the size. He doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories other than those, and he really doesn't need as much, because Frankenstein himself, the monster, Frankenstein's monster, doesn't do a lot of expressions, so he doesn't necessarily need another head to go on there, or many weapons at all. So Raphael as the Frankenstein monster. We'll take a look at him a little bit closer. And I'm just really love these figures. Even though I haven't seen all the Universal Monster movies, I've grown up to know about them. I have seen Dracula and Frankenstein recently for the first time, and so I've got all the other monster movies that I am about to watch as well. And so that's Raphael. Next, we're going to look at 3 Shredder figures here, and they're all dressed as Dracula. So this figure in particular has the original and 2 variants as well. And as you can see, and luckily I found them all 3. I think I found one of them at Target, and then the other one I ordered on Target. And then I found the third one, which I believe is a Walmart variant of the Shredder. So here we've got the 3 Shredders as Dracula. And so they just knock it out of the ballpark once again. We've got pretty much, I think, the same accessories for each one. And I'll show most of the accessories from each one. He comes with a variant head, actually 2 other heads. So with this Shredder, you see that he's got the type of more of a monster Dracula look to it inside, more of a mystery, more of a vampire bat type look inside, as if he was the vampire part of Dracula, as I should say. And then he has another helmet that you can actually see the shredder inside here, and here's the one that goes to the middle one. So it's much similar to this one. And then the third head that comes with it is the actual face of Shredder Dracula. And just like this one, and in my display collection, and with each one of the Shredders, I wanted all three to display all three different heads. So then Shredder also comes with two sets of hands, and you've got the claw one, and you've got the other claw as well. One's opened up just a little bit more than the other one. And then you've just got two regular hands here. Then you have, what is unique about this is you've got a skull of a turtle as well, as he's always wanting to make turtle soup, pretty much as the joke from the 90s cartoon. And so then he has a candle that sits on the back of a turtle. And then he has two rats here, and they're separate. I'm just holding them together, so yeah, they come with two separate rats. And then he comes with a vase as well. And of course, the last accessory is the spear that he's holding right now in his hand. And each figure comes with the color coordinated accessories that come with each one of these. So they're just colored a little bit slightly different from the ones that I showed you, but it compares with the Shredder figure variant colors. So here's each of the Shredder figures up close, one by one. And they do include a cloth cape as well, which is very welcomed in this day of age of plastic capes usually that come with figures. So you have a little bit of softer plastic on the Shredder figures as well. And they've just done a great job again with this Shredder figure. I can show you also the different sets, variant sets of accessories that come with all three Shredders right now. And there you have it with all the different colors and variations of the Shredder. So you can't have Universal Monsters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover without Dracula, of course. Dracula and Frankenstein are the main ones. Next up, we have Leonardo as the Hunchback. Now, I've got to tell you that, honestly, I don't know as much about some of these monsters as others, and the Hunchback is one of them. And so I don't know the backstory of the Hunchback. Maybe if you're watching, you do, and you're probably screaming at the screen right now that I don't know as much. But here I wanted to show off Leonardo. And so, of course, he's got a bigger shell to show off his hunched back basically. He's. I love this though, that you've got just these movable parts on these figures here, and they're just, it just adds so much to it, and it almost looks like there are pieces here that you could actually pull out, um, but I don't think that you can here. Um, Looks like the shell could just come off, you know, pieces could like open up, and it just gives that illusion, really, that you could open it up in the sections here. But yeah, they've done a great job here. You've got some of the same things that the other monsters have, like stitches here. You've got spiders or bugs basically crawling here as well. Um, and of course the turtles, their shoulder pads, their knee pads, and you've got the menacing, ugly face here, with the drawn back eyes going in the, you know, up in the head, you know, classic monster look here. And then you've got these uh, jagged teeth as well. And you've got, you know, this softer plastic that's supposed to be a rope for kind of like tying his clothing together. And he's got some torn up jeans here. Got a little loose chain right here as well. The accessories are great here. He does not have an additional head, but he's got his katana blades, his swords here. And the cool thing about this is that they come with two flames. So you can actually put these on like so, and have him hold these, and you can do all sorts of things. You could do stop motion animation with these guys if you're into that, or, you know, just photography. I've done a lot of stop motion. Not sure if I'll have time to do something for this one, but maybe later down the road I can show a little bit of stop motion animation with my figures. But yeah, this is unique here. I've of course chosen the hands for my display, for him to just be kind of reaching out. All these guys kind of reaching out to be the monster that's after whoever, you know, that's in their way. He has 3 different sets of hands. He's got one that's pointing here. He's got a two closed fists here, and then 2 hands here that can grab a hold of objects that come with this, like the swords. And he comes with 2 different types of shovels here and here. And then he's got the bone here that comes with. Probably put it like that. And then he comes with a skull. It almost looks like maybe it might be a mutated skull from one of the mutated creatures, possibly, that the Shredder may have mutated or whatnot. Then we have in here, and see, this is what I don't know about the Hunchback. I don't know about why there would be a brain in here. Maybe it probably has something to do with the Hunchback story, but you've got a brain here in this container here. And so you might want to enlighten me in the comments. There you have Leonardo. We'll take another closer look at Leonardo here, rotating. And just all these toys from this Universal Monsters movie look, they all have muted colors, not the bright colors that you might expect on some of the other turtle figures. But these have muted colors, and rightfully so, because most of these pictures were in black and white, and they just, you don't want real colorful monsters. So the mood is set here with the painting, and I think they've done a good job, good choice of colors here as well. So there's Leonardo as the Hunchback. Have you ever seen a turtle with hair? Well, look no further. Michael J. Fox, move over. This is Raphael the Wolfman, as the Wolfman. And so we see, now it's not real hair, but it's sculpted as hair, and not a bit of it is reptilian at all. So Raphael is truly the Wolfman here. So you've got a bunch of hair, as you know, sculpted as plastic hair, and you see his face here, menacing, angry face, and of course it fits Raphael to a T, since he is the one with the most attitude. Some of the different things you see, some tears in his clothing here and there. He's not exactly turtle-like in this. I would have said human-like if it was just a normal story of the Wolfman, but it's a turtle, so he's not too turtle-like here. He's got the classic armbands and the headband and mask, that is, and the knee bands here. One thing I do like about it is, since it is a wolf that they're going for, there is kind of, I wouldn't say, well, maybe there is a joint feature in the back here. You've got the knee joints, of course, but then it looks like there's a joint here that you can pull this back here, since wolves bend, animals can bend the other way, of course, on the hind legs, So it looks like it's got a joint, but these are mostly on my display, so I don't move them a lot. However, the feet here can go up and down as well. This guy is kind of hard to stand up a little bit, but I've got to tell you, these have been on my shelf for about a year and a half, 2 years probably, and they haven't fallen at all. I don't believe. There's other figures in my room here that have just cascaded to the floor, but these have pretty much been stable. So whatever NECA's been doing, they've been doing pretty good with these figures. He comes with an extra head too. This is the mouth closed here, and the one thing about this, I don't know if this is supposed to come out or not. It probably is, but I mean, you just place that back in there, and you can kind of rotate that and make it like if there's a bunch of wind or something, it could simulate, that it looks like wind for his bandana. Then he's got the size, which actually kind of look like he's sculpted these with bone and with probably wood as well for the center dagger parts here. He comes with 4 sets of hands here. 2 of them closed and 2 of them where you can open them or have, slightly opened so he can hold his size and this accessory here. And you've got pretty much a bear trap here with a small chain. So I love the accessories here. They just add so much. I need to make a diorama for these figures. They're just too good for them not to have a diorama. So here's Raphael once again, rotating around here. And you see the shell. The shell is even is sculpted with the hair particles. The hair, it's all plastic, of course, but it's a nice touch. I mean, they really wanted to sell this as, Raphael is a wolf, and not a turtle anymore. Even though he still has that turtle featuresque type look to him. Everything else is hairy. So we've got Raphael as the wolf man here with his accessories. And here we have Leonardo as the creature from the Black Lagoon. And certainly he is fish-like here. He's got his webbed feet and hands, as well as you see some of his gill-like features on the side of his face. And he just is looking a little too fishy for my taste. But anyhow, yeah, that was bad. But yeah, along with the Universal Monster look, Leonardo, this is we've got 2 Raphaels featuring 2 Universal Monsters, and we've got 2 Leonardos. I would love to see another Donatello as another monster, and another Michelangelo. And we'll get to Michelangelo in a little bit, but here we've got we just got the creature from the Black Lagoon features here. We've got the scales pretty much here, fins and netting. Kind of, it's acting as his belt, and where he puts his 2 blades here. So here, great look at him. And of course he's articulated as well. And some great colors going on here. There's multiple different like shades of green and sea colors. And I think they chose Leonardo probably because the blue, his blue color, because it's kind of water color. And I would agree if I would only assume that they chose Leonardo because of that. So we've got Leonardo here, and then some of his accessories here. We've got what are like harpoons pretty much here, and then a piranha right here. that he's caught a fish, so a fishing spear, basically, for his two main weapons. And then he has this bone-like, looks like this might be able to fit on his wrist somehow, probably popping off one of his arms or his hands to put in a different hand. So it might go something like this, and you pop it in, possibly. But he comes with two more sets of hands, um, like the others. And he comes with a smaller turtle here. And then here he comes with a rope, which I guess you could kind of probably put it on somehow, whichever way you would like to put it on. And it comes with fishing hooks and weights, floaters. I forget what you call them. But you have small little hooks here that you can put on this rope, or basically probably anywhere that these would attach onto. And these actually come in a little bag that I just now opened. And so you can see here that I've placed 3 of them. There's 3 other hooks here. So that's what comes with the Leonardo figure. He's got, looks like he's got a trilobite type of fossil, and a couple other fossils on his shell here. He's got some fishing gear as well that's attached, and you can't remove it. But yeah, these are just fantastic figures that are just, I had to have them all. I mean, they're great collectibles, and they go well with my other turtle figures too. So another look at Leonardo as the creature from the Black Lagoon, and all of his accessories as well. So the next figure we have is Casey Jones as the Phantom. And it just astounds me with all the accessories that come with him, and the cloth cape as well, for that added texture here. We've got Casey, of course, in his hockey mask, so that that's not entirely lost as the crossover happens. He's got the 2 hockey stick and pucks here that come with him, and a hockey glove here, and then another one for his left hand with the padding here. I'm not sure what you call this for a hockey player, but yeah. And then he comes with a I would guess this is a human skull, not an animal skull. It looks more like a human skull here. And then he also comes with 3 sets of hands that some of these are articulated as well. Just pop off the other hands. This is the one figure that I chose to have him with closed hands instead of open hands. Go figure. And then, of course, you've got the mutilated Casey Jones' face, where part of his mask is ripped off, kind of like the Phantom of the Opera, where parts of his mask is left off. I might just trade this out the next time I put it on the shelf. And that other head was not put on that well. There we go. Heard it pop. There you go. There's Casey Jones. He's got his dress formal, and then he's got the knee pads here. Then his arms, his legs. Look at his back here. And so he's got, I guess, cleats on the bottom of his shoes as well. So they really have spared no expense at making these very detailed, and I just love it. And part of his cape, they've got a wire in here so you can shape it how you want it to look. Maybe more opened up and blowing in the wind, or you want it more mysterious and have it closed up. You can have both ways there. So we've got here Casey Jones as the Phantom of the Opera. Now that's not what the figure is called, it's just called Casey Jones as the Phantom. But of course we're all referring to it as the Phantom of the Opera. So Casey Jones here, full rotation. The next figure I have is Splinter as Von Helsing. And so I have no idea about Von Helsing. And that is something that I probably should have looked up before this. Again, you can leave in the comments and enlighten me and educate me on who this monster character, universal character is. And so this figure I haven't put on the stand because I guess I just didn't realize how this is the only one actually that can fall if he doesn't have the stand, and I suppose that's why they include it, is to put him on a stand so he doesn't fall, because he wants to just topple over and just doesn't want to display properly. So here's Splinter, and I've tried to like move his tail so that can be like part of the support there, but I'll try the stand from now on when I put them back on the shelf. Looks like he wants to fall, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I'll leave it like this, and if it doesn't fall, then maybe there's hope. But here we've got him pretty much like he would be in the movie with a robe on, but this is more of a coat, and he's got some of the things that are featured in the two 90s movies, which would be his bow and arrows as well. I would only assume that just like the Green Arrow figure of the Kenner Superpower line, these would be very easy to lose. And I will tell you, when I was trying to find all the bags of the accessories that I had put up wherever it was, I did accidentally break one of these arrows. So you've got the arrow piece, and then you've got the end piece here, the feather piece. So I'm hoping I can repair that. I'm sure it wouldn't take a lot to repair. He also comes with two sets of hands here. He's got one hand pointing, and then he has another hand where two fingers are out like that, and then he's got the other two that grab a hold of his weapons accessories. Here are some picks, maybe. Not quite sure what they are, what they might be called. But there's three of these that come with this Splinter character. And then he's got a dagger, a knife here. And I can only assume that this is also a callback to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie where Shredder throws the dagger towards Splinter at the very end of the movie. He catches it, and so Splinter lets go of the nunchucks that's holding Shredder to the side of the wall, causing Shredder to fall to his demise, his assumed demise. Then you have a little shotgun, little gun here as well that he can use. The back here, he has where you can store his arrows. And be careful not to lose any of them, especially if he falls over. This arrow seems to have like garlic, pieces of garlic on the end there. So might just want to put the garlic showing outward. Of course, I've got the broken arrow here that I want to fix. And of course, he's got another head without the hat. So you can have one with a hat on, the fedora, or the one without. I love that they give you options here. It's very nice. And just a job well done with these figures. I think also you could put the knife through here. Right there. Probably some of these spears here as well. So yeah. Last look at Splinter. And last but not least, we have my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo. And so Michelangelo is the mummy. Michelangelo as the mummy. And of course, he's got that classic pose of coming at you. And so he's got all sorts of cool details about him. He's got hieroglyphics on the back of his shell. This is the first time I've actually noticed this too. And even on his belt, all around on his belt as well. it's just amazing what detail that they put in these, and he's got all kinds of wrapping all around him, hence being the mummy. Um, and he's got two sets of hands, of course. One's where he can grip a weapon, accessory, one closed fist. He's got a staff rod that's in form of a serpent here. And of course, the mummy, of course, comes through like ancient Egypt. So Egyptology and things like that come across here. They have small little details on the back, color here and marks here, all the way down here. Um, and of course the mouth, you see the um, the mouth is pink, and I think yeah, just much more detailed than what the Playmates toys went through. Um, and then some extra wrappings. You could probably, and there goes April, probably do something like this to just add to, the wrapping just coming loose, that type of thing. And then, of course, the nunchucks, they're in Egyptian shapes of where, the pharaohs would have these crossed, against their chest. I don't know what these are actually, and I'd need to read up on history to figure these out. So I either need to read up on history, or you can leave me comments in the comments section, obviously. So, but here's the best thing that I love about this figure is that this second head, and I really should probably put this head on this one, change it up. This head is symbolic of the animatronic heads from the original Turtles movies. This is what happens to that foam rubber after years and years of not being used and just deteriorating. And so there is a picture, I can show it to you right now. There's the picture of animatronic head from the Turtles movie. And so you see that the head here that comes with the mummy figure is just almost identical to that. So, and it fits too, because obviously some of these creatures are like the undead, and so they come back, animate back to life, and yet they're missing parts of their flesh and other things, and so it just works here. And that's why I like it so much, is because they took the time to remember that the animatronic heads were deteriorating and looking like they are with this head, and they sculpted a head for this figure. So a lot of detail. I appreciate all of that so much too, because it just screams out that the team at NECA, they really are fans of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they want to do what's good for the franchise as well, and they show their love. And so Michelangelo is my favorite one, and it'll always be my favorite one. Donnig is becoming a favorite of mine just because of the 2012 cartoon. Um, and I liked his character very much in that one. And I've become more of a tech head as well. Um, so yeah, here's Michelangelo in all his glory. So this is the whole Universal Monsters Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. And these figures are worth every penny. And even now, they're at a good price too. Most of these are about $34. They could be $50 or $60 a piece, but they've made them affordable, um, and they're really worth it. Um, I love that I have all of these in my collection. There's two more I believe that's coming out. Um, they've got, of course, the black and white versions along with the same accessories that are in black and white. And they're coming out with, I think, a Krang version. Also, they're coming out with a two-headed turtle version as well. So I'm looking forward to those two to add to my collection. And I'm not sure if they're out yet as of October 2025. But again, let me know. And if you like this video, please subscribe, give a like, thumbs up, whatever, and please do subscribe because you'll get notified every time that we have a new video. We usually try to get the video out in 2 weeks. There have been some delays and setbacks from being able to film as much as or record as much as I've wanted to. But hopefully soon John will join us again. And I'm Jamie. And thank you so much for joining us for That Toy Dude.